everybody, and welcome to JV's Mock Draft 1.0. We're doing the New England Patriots. So our last video we did, our very first video we did was the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was a little unrealistic, I'll be fairly honest with you. It was more for fun, just to kind of get my feet wet with this. But now we're going to go in a little more of a realistic, hypothetical situation. So let's get right down to it. So pre-draft trades, I made two of them in this situation. We sent a 4th rounder to San Francisco in exchange for Jimmy G. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo back to the New England Patriots. I think this would be a great fit for that Bill Belichick system. Jimmy Garoppolo knows the Patriot way, so there wouldn't have to be any acclimation to that scenario. I think it'd just be a great move. It's very Bill Belichick, buy low and eventually sell high. Jimmy Garoppolo has MVP-like seasons in that system, like we thought he was going to have when he was back there a few years ago. I think it'll turn out to be an A-plus trade like the ones we saw with Randy Moss and Deion Branch, all those other ones. So Jimmy Garoppolo acquired for a 4th rounder pick, so we don't have that in this mock draft. The second move we made, we sent a 6th rounder to the Washington football team in exchange for, ding, 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 Antonio Kade Johnson. He is one of my favorite wide receiver prospects coming out last year. He was a wide receiver that played for Liberty, stud, athletic freak. He didn't play that much due to a hamstring injury this past season, but I feel like in this system, the Bill Belichick system, he's tall enough at 6'4", he's got that speed, and he's got very good hands. And let's not get started on the potential and the route running aspect of his game. There's a lot to love here, and I think a 6th round trade for this player is a great value pick. Very Bill Belichick in this situation. So now, the moment we've been waiting for, the actual mock draft. So, with the 1st round selection, the Patriots try to find the replacement for Rob Gronkowski. They go Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. Now look, this kid, I feel like it's selling him short calling him a tight end. He's a versatile athlete. He can be wide receiver. He can be any position you really want him to on the field. He's very good. He would just be a tight end mismatch. You put a linebacker on him, he's too athletic for him. You put a corner on him, he's too big for him. Over the top, touchdown, he's a red zone threat. I would love to see Kyle Pitts in a New England Patriots uniform. It just fits everything about their system. Moving on to the next pick, the 2nd round pick, we got Marvin Wilson out of Florida State University. What can I say? He showed out in the Senior Bowl, and he really did turn a lot of heads, especially during practice for me. I definitely would think this would address some of the issues that they have on that defensive line. You know, the Patriots defense, I feel, is one that's always been a strong suit regardless of the offensive times that they had last year. That wasn't very good, very turnover prone, but their defense was still pretty solid. And I feel like addressing a defensive lineman in this draft would pretty much put them over the top again, like what we saw 2 years back before they lost the Titans in the divisional round. So yes, the addition of Marvin Wilson, freak athlete, defensive tackle, and would really just fit this mold in this Patriot system, and ultimately I think make them contenders again. I really do. With the other additions of Jimmy G and Kyle Pitts and Antonio Kade Johnson. We're going on to the 5th round pick. It was the guy that turned so many heads at the Senior Bowl. I truly think the Senior Bowl MVP just from the practices and the game he displayed. Quinn Menieres. Yes, the man from Wisconsin Whitewater, the Division III product. He was a relative unknown before this process came out within the game. And he really just took everybody by surprise. And the more you got to know him through interviews, the more unique you found his training style, since there was no season for him this year. Going to remote parts in Canada, doing all these, crashing down trees, going one-on-one with them, the crazy workouts, just everything. He went through extensive measures. He maintained fitness, and ultimately he made it look very easy against top-level talent at the Senior Bowl. I look for him to rise. He went from an undrafted guy to a guy that you take in rounds 3, 4, and 5. They take him in the 5th round in this scenario. I would be slightly surprised if he was still available in this 5th round. I definitely think he goes in the 4th, maybe even the 3rd on a very, very needy team when it comes to the offensive line position. Last pick of this mock draft, we have the 7th round pick, and it is Kade Johnson from South Dakota State. Ladies and gentlemen, this wide receiver is a big sleeper in this class. Him and Warren Jackson are my 2 big sleepers with this 2021 NFL draft class. They've both actually been working together, by the way, working out. Kade Johnson really showed out at South Dakota State, and he really made a name for himself. And ultimately, he's been one of my draft risers in this whole process. I definitely like his versatility. His hands are pretty solid too, as well. And the route warning could use just a slight bit of work, but I think it's pretty solid for where you're getting him at in the 7th round. Definitely a guy who can make the roster, and definitely a guy you could put in the slot. Maybe they move off from Julian Edelman later on and they plug this guy in. I don't know if he's a plug and chug guy right away, but definitely somebody that you want to look forward to in the sense of progress. I think he could be their guy in the future if all works out with that Bill Belichick coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my mock draft. And before I finish the video, Walk the Mock has come out with something very exciting. We've came out with live time drafting. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and put the promo code here at the bottom. You can get it for the first month free to try out our real-time draft. You can draft against other users, something that no other mock draft on the internet has. We're breaking ground here. We're being revolutionary. We're going to see how far this can go. I'm definitely excited. I've already partook in it, and boy, it was exciting. Definitely diminishes the chance of the sim ruining your draft by taking Zach Wilson number 1 overall or something like that. We don't do that in Walk the Mock. We're real. Keep it real. Everybody, this is Jonathan Velasquez signing off.